Hi everybody, this is Tracy from Northeast Tarot and welcome to your November 2015 monthly tarot reading. So right now I just want to take a second and thank everybody for all of their likes, their shares, their comments. You guys are truly amazing, and I especially want to thank everybody who has shown their support for my new series here on my channel. As you know, I already offer the general monthly tarot forecast, but now I have recently added the new weekly general forecast. I did ask everybody to give me their feedback when it comes to these new weekly readings, because they do take a lot of work, and I really wanted to know if it was something that you were finding helpful. And honestly, the feedback has just been truly amazing. You guys have really went above and beyond to really reach out to me and let me know that you definitely are finding these new readings helpful. It's something that you really are enjoying, and because of that, I of course will continue on doing these weekly forecasts. So I really wanted to take a second and thank you, for all of your support with the new readings. Now, if you are interested in a private reading, I do have my website linked below this video, so you definitely can click on my website and head over there. I do have a ton of information on my webpage. Right now, what I am offering is our two separate readings. One is a 30-minute reading, and the other is an hour reading. What I do is I normally ask you to give me 3 questions for the 30-minute reading or 6 questions for the hour reading, and then once your reading is finished, I do email you the private link where only you can actually view your reading here on YouTube. And the link never does expire, so you can save your reading to go back and reference for as long as you'd like. You can put it in a playlist or whatever. And it's something that you'll always have. In the future, I do plan on offering live Skype readings. It's just not something that I have right now, but I am working towards that. So I just want to thank everybody and wanted to let you know that I am available for private readings, so definitely head over to my site if you are interested. And I hope you have a great month of November. Hi Scorpio, this is Tracy from Northeast Tarot and welcome to your November 2015 monthly tarot reading. So this is for Scorpio Sun, Scorpio Moon, and Scorpio Rising signs. So Scorpio, let's get started. Alright, Scorpio, at the bottom of the deck, I do have the Nine of Swords. So the Nine of Swords can be talking about maybe having some insomnia. It's all about fears, anxieties, worries, stresses, things that, really we start to think about and worry about right before we're about to go to bed. These things can keep us up at night. They can make us stress and worry, and it's really, this card can come up when you maybe have one sleepless night a week or a month, not too often, and then I actually can draw this card when it's on a much deeper level and you're not really sleeping at all. So depending on how this card really affects you, if it's only, once in a great while, I feel as though that's pretty common, especially if you have a lot going on in your life. If it's more than that, though, I definitely don't want to see this energy hinder you in any which way, Scorpio. So definitely, if you have to talk to someone or just maybe take some more you time and, clear your mind and your energies, then definitely do that. Anything that can help, even a new workout routine, anything like that, anything that can help, definitely try. All right, let's take a look at the rest of the cards we have here, Scorpio. All right. Okay, I think it's going to be a pretty amazing month. All right, so at the center of the reading, we do have the Queen of Cups, which this is definitely you, Scorpio. You are a water sign, no matter if you're male or female. I'd say, you know, right at the beginning of November, you're coming in extremely warm, loving. The Queen of Cups is a very loving, fair, kind, responsible, giving woman. I would say, you know, you're definitely possessing all of these, you know, natural born characteristics. You possess these traits naturally, Scorpio, just by being, you know, a water sign. So you're definitely coming in quite loving, quite, you know, even maybe sensitive. Definitely maybe using your intuition. This queen is quite intuitive as well. But it seems like you're starting off the month very nicely here, Scorpio. Now, what I have crossing you, which this would either be an energy that's either helping or hindering you, is the Page of Pentacles, which the Page of Pentacles can definitely be news, communication. It can be news in regards to money, career, because Pentacles, we tend to associate Pentacles with work, with career, with money, finances. So I feel as though for some Scorpios, this is definitely some good news that's come in. You might have recently received this news, or it's coming in right in the beginning of the month. I feel like this isn't a challenge for a lot of Scorpios. This is definitely some news that's coming in, and it's very good news. And this can be in regards to your finances, in regards to work. This could be why you're, you know, coming up right at the center of the reading. Maybe this has really, you know, warmed your heart. You're pretty happy about this news. For others, I feel, because it's a general reading, this could be news that you are waiting on. You might be waiting for news in regards to maybe a job, in regards to maybe your finances. Just taking a look at the rest of your cards here. Yeah, I feel it's definitely 50-50. I feel for some people this is news you're waiting on, and then for others I feel as though there's news coming in. Now what I have at the foundation is actually the Three of Swords. So I feel, you know, this is something that's already happened. I don't think this is gonna, you know, come in. This is an energy. It's below you. It's the foundation. So this is an energy that's already taken place, Scorpio. Three of Swords, you know, you could have had some sort of loss, some sort of heartbreak, you know, some sort of sadness in relation to something. You know, this could be, you know, the loss of a person in your life, you know, the ending of a relationship, maybe the ending of a job for some Scorpios, and that's why maybe you're waiting on news about maybe some sort of job or money that might be coming in. Pages also represent new beginnings. So for some of you, this, you know, this is maybe a new job that you're looking forward to. Maybe that's what this Three of Swords is for some of you. Maybe, you know, you left a job, you're waiting for you know, this new one to start for some of you. Because I see movement in your recent past. In your recent past, I definitely see Six of Swords, which for me, this is a movement card. This is always moving from one situation or place to a much more positive one. This traditionally is the card that's talking about moving out of stormy waters moving into much calmer waters. So I definitely see some movement that has taken place, Scorpio, in your recent past. So some of you literally maybe moved. You literally moved houses. You changed locations. Some of you could have went through a breakup. That's why you moved. And now you're maybe waiting for news in regards to maybe a new relationship, even though it's Pentacles, this can be a new relationship, or maybe news of a new job, or maybe a new house, or something like that. But definitely I see the movement, and it's always, like I said, from one place to a better place. So it's always a positive move, and that is in the recent past. For some of you, though, you know, you still have money on your mind. What's crowning you is the Five of Pentacles. So, you know, for some of you, you can still be worrying about money. You know, that's maybe why you're waiting on news about money for some Scorpios. The Five of Pentacles traditionally is a card that represents lack. There is a feeling of lack, like you don't have enough of something. It doesn't necessarily mean you don't have enough of something. This card just simply represents lack. So there's definitely a feeling of lack. But I see, this is where I really see things turning around, Scorpio. So we started out with things from the past that might not have been, you know, the most positive for some Scorpios, but this is where I see things turn around. I see, you know, because I'm still filming this in October, either in October you still feel a lack, or right in the beginning part of November you still feel a lack. But then, you know, around the second week I have the Nine of Cups coming in, which, you know, definitely I'd say between the first and second week, I see like, you know, this transition. You're going from feeling lack to going to feeling quite content and fulfilled. The Nine of Cups is a beautiful card. It's saying you're emotionally fulfilled. It's all about, you know, being emotionally abundant. Your cups runneth over. You're happy. You know, if you did go through a breakup, maybe, you know, you've healed, you're in a better place now by the second week. The Nine of Cups is also known as the wish card. This can be a wish that's coming true, and I feel that that's definitely going to be the case for many Scorpios, actually, because you do have two wish cards in this reading. So I find them actually quite significant for this month of November, Scorpio. So what I have as your power in the situation, you have the Queen of Swords. So for many of you, I feel that this is in regards to a breakup. The Queen of Swords is a very independent woman, independent person, strong-minded, strong-willed. She's a very strong woman, and it's because of the difficult situations that she's gone through in the past. This is my warrior queen. She holds this sword. She's not afraid to use it. She will cut out negative people or situations in her life that no longer serve her. And and that makes her a strong woman. She's fierce. She is extremely focused and determined. And she doesn't play games. She's serious. She perseveres. Very, very strong leader that we have here. And this is your power, Scorpio. So you are coming in strong. What I have in the external, this is the external, and this is also, you know, sometimes how other people view you. So I have the Death card here. So people actually view you, Scorpio, as you're changing. You're changing. You could be like transforming in front of their very eyes. You know, you might have went through a breakup for some Scorpios, you know, and they might have seen you as, you know, someone who is maybe emotional and distraught or sad or heartbroken or whatever it may have been. And now they're seeing, you know, by like the second, third week here of November, they see a change. They're seeing a renewal. Death is transformation, and 9 times out of 10, death the Death card is actually a very positive card. It's a card about rebirth. You're being reborn. So people are viewing you as, you see this woman, she's rising. This is people rising up out of the ashes. Look at how vibrant she looks. She's just like, she's glowing, first of all, but she's renewed. She's, you know, she's alive again. She's free. So this is how people are viewing you, Scorpio. You know, and death is all about rebirth, and it's out with the old, in with the new. And it actually is a really good card. It's really nothing to fear. Now, what I have in your hopes and fears position is the Star card. So you're hoping for maybe a wish to come true. You're hoping for, you know, better days. This card is a card that represents remaining hopeful, keeping the faith, know that better days are around the corner. So you're hoping for better days. You know, and this is my second wish card. This card can also be a wish card. You know, something that you're wishing for upon a star can come true. And because I have this card right next to the Nine of Cups, you know, I would say there's a good likelihood that, you know, there's going to be some sort of wish that's going to be granted, or, you know, come true for you guys, for Scorpios, in this month of December. It's actually really nice to see these cards in the same spread. And, you know, another thing with this card is when I do see this card in a spread, I do know that you are being divinely guided. You have angels and your spirit guides around you, guiding you, helping you. So it's actually a really, really nice energy with this here. Now, what I see you leaving this month of November, going into December with Scorpio, is the Lovers card. So another major arcana card, and you all your major arcana cards were pretty much at the end of the month. You know, things are really starting to change. That's what I meant when I said, you know, you're starting off with the things in the recent past that might not be, you know, all that great, but you're really towards like the second week onwards, you know, there's really a turnaround, and things are really looking just remarkably better. So we have the Lovers card here. So for some of you, that wish that's coming true, you could meet someone. The Lovers card can be all about relationships. It can be about meeting someone, your other half, someone you have, you know, a very strong connection with, maybe a, you know, soulmate connection with. This is, you know, a relationship where you guys have an extreme amount of chemistry. It can be a very lusty, you know, a relationship, very, very, very nice relationship. You know, and the Lovers card can also represent decisions. So for those of you that this isn't like a new relationship that's starting, or maybe a relationship that you already have growing stronger, or maybe renewed in some way, this can definitely be talking about a head or a heart decision that needs to be made. The Lovers card can represent a decision that we're making. So for some Scorpios, this is talking about a decision at the end of the month that you will have to make, and you will be weighing it between your head and your heart. But I feel for a good, you know, percentage of Scorpios, this is definitely meeting someone. If you were brokenhearted and you did come out of a relationship, you know, and you're at the point where you've healed, and, you know, and you're in a better place, and, you know, you definitely have the energy with you towards the end of the month that it's there for you to meet someone else. You know, with the Death card in a spread, it's, you know, you've gone through, you know, everything that you've had to go through. You're past the point. You're now renewed. You've transformed. You're past the point of, you know, dealing with all of this. You're now ready for something new to come in. So Scorpio, I am going to pull you one last card. One last card for additional guidance. So please show me an additional message for Scorpio for the month of December. Scorpio Sun, Scorpio Moon, Scorpio Rising Sign, Scorpio. All right. So we have synchronicity. Yay. This is a really nice card. And it says, your prayers and questions are being answered by synchronistic events. Notice them in order to increase their flow. As a result of all of your prayers and manifestation work, you're now attracting synchronistic events. Those chance meetings, information that you just happen to receive, and other synchronicities are really answered prayers. By drawing this card, heaven calls your attention to the synchronicity and serendipity happening in your life. The more you notice these magical events, the more they'll occur for you. Even better, write them down in a journal as a way to stimulate more synchronicity in your life. You may already know that there is no coincidental or accidental occurrences. This card reflects your recent focus on positive thoughts, which are being directed toward your desires. Like a magical energy beam, you can influence physical objects. Your optimism and faith are reshaping your life into a masterpiece that reflects your higher self. Very nice, Scorpio. So Scorpio, I really hope you enjoyed this reading. It looks like you're going to have just an amazing month of November, and I wish you all the best.